Trapped by destiny, a warrior must slay his past to forge his future. An eternal prophecy has defined a hero's fate. Now, he must fight back against the impossible. Jade Warrior. Look for it on DVD.
What's up, YouTube? I feel like it's been forever. I had the idea for this video a long time ago when Lead & Steel, the company I'm now blessed to work for, announced they were coming out with a jade green colorway for their PB-3 Pandora optic. And when I think jade green, I immediately think Kung Fu and like some jade idol and the Kung Fu warrior has to defend it. And so lo and behold, there's a movie that came out a couple years back called The Jade Warrior. How could I not blue screen myself? Because I am using a blue screen, because if I was using green, you wouldn't be able to see this. Safety theater, engage. So anyways, that is the origin of the jade green Glock, which the spray paint job on my Glock 19 has been universally hated by everyone who has seen it. So I'm happy to finally be able to get the green off of this thing. The optic, however, it looks fantastic in this color. And if you want one, the limited edition run of jade green is the only thing that is left in stock for the Pandora PB-3 until the V2 comes out. I can't tell you when that's coming out. So now let me just do a quick pros and cons list now that I have a lot more time using and shooting this thing since it was released last October. So big optical window, big battery, CR 2032, very robust design, and the ceiling plates. You may or may not have seen a prominent company that makes a mailbox optic having QC issues with their optical grade adhesive. Because basically most optics, all that's holding the lenses in place is some glue, fancy glue, fantastic glue, but it's very hard to do glue exactly perfect every single time. And our insurance policy against that is the front and back plates actually physically clamping the lenses in place. So even if the glue fails, you still can see the dot, you still can use the optic. Now onto the cons. So the first con you notice after you realize, wow, that is a massive window, is that's a pretty big optic. And so if you're terribly concerned about printing, maybe go with a different choice. But the other concern with a large optic is holster fitment. Now, all of my holsters have fit this no problem. The only hang up, literally, I've run into is like there, it just caught, and it takes a little wiggle to get it to go into place. That's easy to fix on something like this Safariland holster, because you just take a little heat gun to it and bend it out of the way. But the reason I haven't bothered to do that is because drawing, which is when it's important to be smooth and fast and efficient with your movement, I have had no problems drawing from this holster with this optic. So, and then with a safety theater, engage. How funny would it be if there was a desk pop? Anyways, so with a sidecar style holster, it has fit no problem. And usually those have a nice big cutout where the optics go. So yeah, no issues with any of the holsters that I have for these. The next con is very few people can really appreciate this one. Super daylight bright. The flip side of that, on the lower settings, the night vision settings, the darkest setting isn't quite dark enough. And what I mean by that is if you're in a super dark area, like the woods at night with a full canopy and it's overcast, this this dot is probably going to be a little too bright for you in that situation. When it's very dark out, the dot will bloom a little bit in your optic and it will obscure the target. But that is being fixed with V2. You needn't worry, just wait and get V2. Now the third and final major con of this is really more of a critique of the acro cut as opposed to a critique of the clamp. But there's been a couple of complaints floating around out there about fitment issues with this and various acro cuts. The majority of those are coming from those operations that mill slides directly. I'm not going to name any names for who's cutting out a spec, but when Aimpoint put out the specifications for the acro cut, they intentionally left a gap underneath their optic. Now, in order to erase what is perceived to be an eyesore and also get a slightly lower optical height, closer to the level of the iron sights, a lot of the places will change the dimensions in such a way that it reduces and eliminates that gap. What some people do on accident when they change that dimension is they'll change the outer width of the dovetail of the Aimpoint acro mount, or they'll change the angle of the dovetail, or they have secondary consequences in their design work that either they don't catch it or they don't know that it's a problem until people like us who designed our mount specifically to fit the specification as per Aimpoint find out it don't fit so good. So we have solutions for that. We have been able to solve the fitment issue for everyone that's had a problem so far. So if you are having a fitment issue with your Pandora PB-3, let us know and we'll get you sorted. Now, where this thing really excels, so it is a good pistol optic, don't get me wrong, especially if it's hanging out in a holster. But where this thing really excels is like a PDW, like the Flux Raider, or a little rifle like I got here, which I'll do a video on this thing at some point. But this is the perfect optic for a small, compact rifle or a bag gun or like an MP5 or an APC. Yeah, it just really completes the look on this thing. So anyways, that is the Pandora PB-3. Yeah, VZ58s, man. Hang on to your fun hats. We might have some more VZ58 action coming. So anyways, guys, that's it. Thanks for swinging by. And if you stayed to the end, please stick around for my shameless self-shilling. All right, guys, check this out. I'm calling this the What's in the Box? If you're a fan of the movie Seven, you will get that reference. And if not, then you should probably watch Seven. This is a shipping crate that is also a display crate. It comes with everything you need to mount it to the wall. If you want it shipped with a rifle inside of it, the only way to do that is to buy the crate and then in the comments of your checkout buying one of these fantastic rifles, which we have a mechanical engineer who's... it doesn't just fit AKs though. Hang on. It fits ARs too. This is my company gun. Probably have about 1,000 rounds down the pipe already, and it is sweet. Oh, hidden gem. We'll talk about that too. So that's it, guys. Until next time.
Tactical.